Now this chapter deals with the cost of capital and the different sources of capital. And one source of capital is debt financing. And when you worry about the cost of debt, you have to think in terms of the cost of debt after taxes. The interest on the debt is a deduction. That reduces the cost of debt. There's a tax savings associated with the deduction, which reduces the cost of the debt. Now, the formula for the cost of debt is actually the cost of debt after taxes, which is the yield to maturity on the bond multiplied by 1 minus the tax rate. Now, this problem reads this way. It says the Hauser Company's currently outstanding bonds have a 10% coupon and a yield to maturity of 12%. Hauser believes it could issue new bonds at par that would provide a similar yield to maturity, that is a 12% yield to maturity. If its marginal tax rate is 35%, what is Hauser's after-tax cost of debt? Now, this is one of the component costs of capital. When you do a cost of capital problem, you virtually always have to calculate all the different component costs. So whatever source of capital the company uses, you need to calculate that component cost of capital. And this problem, they're just worried about the cost of debt, trying to introduce you to the cost of debt after taxes, which is the yield to maturity on the bond multiplied by 1 minus the tax rate. They tell us in the problem that this bond's yield to maturity is 12%, and that if they issue new bonds, they would also have a 12% yield to maturity. They tell us the company's corporate tax rate, the marginal tax rate, is 35%. 12% times 1 minus the tax rate finds the cost of debt after taxes to be 7.8%.